What's going on, my fellow dongs? Welcome to a different video that I'm making today. Today, we are going to be discussing what characters I think they're going to be likely for the last fighter in the Fighter's Pass. Now, the time recording this, probably 2 weeks ago or a week, they did not reveal the final fighter in the Fighter's Pass. So, I think I'm going to make a kind of a predictions video of what characters I think are going to be the last fighter in the Fighter's Pass. Now, this will not be like a serious thing. I just want to give out some predictions of who I think it is. Now, most of these characters could be later on down the line, or they could actually be, the last fighter. Now, I'm not going to be counting leakers or anything that have been deconfirming characters known as Sabby, I believe, is the leaker that deconfirmed most of the characters from the Fighter's Pass. We don't know if that's still true anymore, but I think it's likely as no one knows are going to be the Fighter Pass 5. But either way, we're going to take a look at some of the characters, and I think we're going to find some characters that could end on a good note. But first off, we have is Sora. While I never played Kingdom Hearts before, Sora has been getting a lot of requests to be a fighter, and I can see this happening, but I know people are talking about the whole Disney and Square issues, but knowing that we already have a Square character in the Fighter's Pass, it seems unlikely that Sora will be the last fighter, because each Fighter Pass so far has been a different company, and I know that's kind of a counter-argument to, a lot of other characters, but again, I don't really know if Sora would be the last one, but I feel like if they're going to end it off on a big, strong character, maybe Sora would have been the big one, but knowing that, we probably would have had Banjo at the last one, because he seemed like a strong pick, but not a lot of people know about him, honestly, so I guess that makes sense. But Sora, I think, has a chance, and knowing that he's popular over the area, I think he has unique movesets, but with the whole Disney issue, do I think he's going to get in? I have a 50-50 chance on this one. Next up we have is Gino from Super Mario RPG. Now, I know a lot of people give counter arguments to this character since he's been one of the most highly requested characters for a decade now, and knowing that Sakurai has been adding fan favorites like Ridley, Banjo, and K. Rool of all these characters that's been requested for a while, and we never thought they were getting Smash. Gino's like the only one left that has been highly requested for a while. He has a spirit in the game, which I'm not sure about the whole spirits argument is really true, but Gino has been my most wanted character, and I would be extremely happy because I love Super Mario RPG so much, and Gino's one of my favorite characters to use in Mario RPG anyway, so it would totally make sense for him to be in as a retro character, like a real retro character, not counting Simon. So I think Gino will be in, but not the last fighter, most likely another bonus fighter like Piranha Plant, and it would make too much sense, honestly. Next up is Hat Kid. Now, I know, this character would probably never, I highly doubt this character will ever be the last fighter, but knowing these characters, like 3 characters, counting probably Joker, since no one expected Joker, I've kind of been like odd picks and like characters that nobody ever expects to be in Smash, or didn't think of this fighter if they're fans of the series, so I want to go all in and say Hat Kid will be in Smash. I really love A Hat in Time, and it's one of my favorite games, and for a female representation, I think Hat Kid deserves a shot, but I highly doubt they would ever, I don't know if she would be good enough for a moveset. She only came from one game that was 2 years ago, but same as other characters like Duck Hunt, technically Pit before he got his own game, maybe Rob, and a bunch of other most retro characters. Now, sure, I feel like they could make a moveset for her and she could come later down the line, but I'm not sure if she's popular enough to be in the roster, but hey, only time will tell. If she actually gets in Smash, that would be very Next up we have is Lloyd from Tales of Symphonia. Now, I never played Tales of Symphonia before, but I heard a lot of people talk about this character being in Smash Bros. And for another character that's been another popular, most areas, I think he has a decent shot being the roster. He's had a Mii costume in Smash 4, and it's not even an ultimate, and he's never had a spirit, which maybe doesn't mean much, but if we're going to get a Bandai Namco representation, I feel like it's likely that Lloyd would be probably the next one, and since that developer has been helping with the Smash game and Pac-Man, so I think it's likely that Lloyd is going to be in the roster. I guess I'll go ahead and talk about Waluigi, I guess, because he's probably not going to join the roster because he's an assist trophy, and he's missed assist trophy 3 times in a row now, and he's also been a highly requested character, knowing being a meme and a joke character. But I'm not even so shocked where I trust this guy to be too strong or broken. Tell that to Hero, by the way. I would be extremely shocked if Waluigi would ever be DLC, but if they would end it on the character nobody would expect, imagine Waluigi being announced. That would actually be hilarious, honestly. Next up we have is Doom Guy. Now look, I think this could work, but first off hearing about this, it's like, I heard about it, it's like, no way he's never gonna get it. He's never gonna be a Smash because he's too violent, he has blood and all that. But after adding Joker, Snake, and Bayonetta, and basically other characters that have like mature stuff and blood and all that, sure, Joker had a gun in the game, and while gun characters have pretty, like, I don't know, I feel like gun characters don't really limit much, but I feel like for Doom, you're like ripping people's like skulls and all that stuff, and it's like, I don't want to talk too much because kids are watching, but Doom Guy would be a disgrace to him if they would have to limit him. But anything is possible, but they could also just reference the classic Doom Guy because that's not really that violent, honestly, but I highly doubt that. So Doom Guy, I could see it happening, but I'm not hoping my bets on how violent the game is. And the final character version that I really want to is Crash Bandicoot. After playing the Insane Trilogy on Switch and also playing Crash Team Racing Nitro Field, I think Crash has a really good shot of being in Smash Bros. Knowing that and really since we don't have a real Sony rep, now Crash is technically a Sony rep, I think either Crash or Spyro is likely to be a Sony rep. Either would be fine because I really love Spyro and I really love Crash, so either is fine in my opinion. But I feel like with all the moves that he has, while Crash has more games than Spyro, I think Crash is way more likely to be in the roster. Spyro would just breathe fire and not have an interesting moveset, but Crash has multiple games that could really work, honestly. But hey, any of these is possible, but I highly doubt Crash. I don't know. It's really hard to say which one's likely, although Crash has been more requested than Spyro, so who knows, honestly. It was not easy figuring out what characters I really want in Smash Bros. That most of these characters are kind of odd picks and never would be in, and some of them would just like, they're not going to be the fifth fighter, but more so a bonus fighter, or maybe just not in general. So I have an idea. So again, I really don't know who I can predict to be the last fighter. I feel like they're going to end it on a bang, but I technically don't think so. So we're going to have to see what happens when we get Challenger Pack number 5, and hope it's going to be a big surprise to fans, hopefully. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time for